Itay is covering politics for The Wrap. His pieces on celebrity support and money for Bernie Sanders, Hillary Clinton, and Donald Trump got a lot of pickup in the media and on other platforms. And now he's out with new reports of major problems for the Trump inaugural committee in lining up A-list celebrities to perform during Donald Trump's inauguration next month. And his latest piece claims that money and plush government jobs are being offered to managers and talent agents who can cough up marquee names. We'll talk about this with Itay. He joins me right here on set. Who have they got?
Well, so far they've been talking to Ted Nugent. They've been talking to Kid Rock. They've been trying to get Garth Brooks, but we just heard that he decided not to perform at the inauguration.
Lee Greenwood's doing it?
Yep, Lee Greenwood is another name. They're hoping to get, though, people like Aretha Franklin. They want the big names.
What is the resistance saying?
Well,
because normally inaugurals, everybody comes.
Right. You know, we think of inaugurals as a bipartisan event.
Nobody gets paid.
Nobody gets paid. This is something that's considered a big honor for any performer. We saw Beyonce, Aretha Franklin, James Taylor all performing. They didn't get compensated for it. They got the travel expenses, production expenses. But
and George W. Bush got a lot of great performances.
Yes, yes. And usually, and you know, I spoke to some of my Hollywood people, and what they say is usually, you know, after an election, there's that period of mourning. We all have that. We see that in every election if your side doesn't win. But by the time the inauguration comes around, usually at that point, people realize it's time to come together and just, you know, celebrate this incredible moment. This time around, because of Donald Trump, there's been a lot of resistance. People in Hollywood don't want anything to do with him. It's amazing the resistance that we've seen.
True, they're offering cash or jobs or what kind of jobs?
Yeah, amazing, right?
Ambassador?
Well, that was the second part of our investigative piece. The first part, we talked to people who've been offered cash. So we're talking, they essentially said to them, name your price. They so want to get someone big for Donald Trump's inauguration, the team that's in charge of the inauguration, that they're willing to pay up to 6 figures for anyone who books the talent, and then whatever the fees are for the talent itself, which is usually runs in the 6 to 7 figures. That's astounding. That's not something we've seen before. And then we've spoken, this latest piece that we just published talks about how they also offered ambassadorships to people who could wrangle these sort of A-list celebrities.
The Trump team is denying your report. They said there is no truth to this insinuation. First-class entertainers are eager to participate in the inaugural events. The inauguration as a whole will be an exciting and uniting celebration of freedom and democracy.
Yep, and that was expected. We expected that response. I can tell you we've spoken to several sources. They say that the ambassadorships, the money, that was not even ambiguous. It was very clear what was being offered.
Where is the funding for the whole inaugural celebration? Where does that come from?
Well, the government pays for the swearing-in ceremony, the security, and the march, the parade. But all the inaugural balls that usually follow the inauguration, the swearing-in, are all paid for by donations. And so the Trump campaign has the money. They've been able to raise upwards of $50 million, perhaps even more. They have the money to spend. The problem is no one wants to take it.
Do you think some A-list celebrities might love to do it for the country but feel they'll be sort of blackballed in their show business community?
I think that's part of it. I think that whoever does decide to perform at this inauguration will experience some of that backlash, and that's certainly a concern for a lot of people. I think a lot of them won't do it because they really honestly believe that this is a president that they don't believe is legitimate for them. So it's a big deal for them.
You report that the camp had its sights set on celebrities like Justin Timberlake, Bruno Mars, Katy Perry.
Yeah.
Any chance they'll get one or all of those 3?
I seriously doubt it, and I'll tell you why. Justin Timberlake was not just a Hillary Clinton supporter. All of those names are. He stepped in last minute to, you know, host a fundraiser that Leonardo DiCaprio couldn't do. So you're talking about people who not just supported and endorsed Hillary Clinton publicly, but have been actively campaigning for her. Katy Perry's probably one of the biggest, most vocal supporters for Hillary
But Trump
Clinton.
still wants them.
He wants them badly, yes. We've been told that those names were not just given as a, these are the kinds of people that we're looking for. Some of those names were actually people that they wanted.
What about Kanye West now? He was at Trump Tower yesterday, took pictures together. Will he perform?
That's a big question, and that's certainly
Sure,
raised
he
a
was
lot.
asked.
That seems to be the consensus out there, that the possibility of him meeting with Donald Trump as he's looking for these big name talents, and he fits that profile. The possibility that they wouldn't discuss something like that at a meeting like that, so close to the inauguration, it doesn't ring true. But Kanye West says that's not what they discussed. He dodged any questions surrounding the inauguration, but it's certainly a possibility. It's certainly a name that Donald Trump would certainly want. And he has expressed support for Donald Trump recently. He said that had he voted, he did not vote in the election, but he said that had he voted, he would have voted for Donald Trump.
As a reporter, are you surprised by what you've learned?
Ambassadorships are given. It's not something new. We know that a lot of presidents give ambassadorships to people who've helped the campaign, big donors. That's par for the course, almost in recent memory. But yes, this is a whole other ballgame in the sense that they're offering this not just to people who've worked really hard on the campaign for a long time, but people who are just booking talent for one day during the inauguration. We spoke to the Sunlight Foundation in Washington, D.C. They look at government accountability, and one of the things that they told us was this was alarming. This was completely out of the norm. They have not seen anything like it. So yes, it is a bit surprising. This is something that we have not seen yet.
How did you get into it?
It was one of those stories that managed to get through
Did you get
source.
a tip?
Yeah, got a tip and followed up on the tip. And, we got the first part of the story, which was they were paying people. We heard that there was a possibility that they were also offering government jobs. We got one source who confirmed it, but we waited with that until we were able to get a second source. Both of the stories that they told us completely matched. There was no holes in their story.
You're a great journalist.
Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you.